Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Night channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get Pokemon TCG code cards. Are you looking to complete your card collection online for the latest set? PTCGO has everything you need. And please remember to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Please enjoy the discount and your purchase directly supports the content I create in this channel. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your supporting PTCGO. In today's video, we're taking a look at Heracross from the Astral Radiance set. This one I'm going to keep simple since it's more of a casual build. I just wanted to experiment and see if this would work. You see, Heracross has this attack overhead throw. For 2 grass and 1 colorless energy, it deals 120 damage, but then it also deals 30 damage to one of your own benched Pokemon. So I thought, why not pair it with Radiant Heatran? Radiant Heatran of course has the attack Raging Blast. For 1 fire and 2 colorless energy, it deals 70 damage times the number of damage counter on this Pokemon. So with the help of Heracross 30 recoil damage, this attack will already be dealing 210 damage. I'm using Magma Basin to help energize Radiant Heatran, but it also adds 2 extra damage counters when we use it. And then I'm using Cherum with the Spring Bloom ability to accelerate a grass energies to our Heracross. Cape of Toughness can add 50 more HP to Heracross or Radiant Heatran, and Choice Belt to add 30 damage when going against a V Pokemon. And the rest of the deck are pretty self-explanatory, so I'll just show you how to pilot this build, and do let me know in the comments below what you think of this combo. And that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. Please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Heracross. Alright, let's get into our first match. My opponent goes first. And we're going to start off this match with a Heracross in the active spot and a Bidoof on the bench. And we're going up against a single strike Urshifu VMAX build. Alright. So Heracross with the Choice Belt can deal as much as 150 damage. So we might be relying on Radiant Heatran to deal a lot more damage. Possibly getting a one-hit KO against an Urshifu, but we'll see. So right now our setup is, or our cards on hand is really bad. So all we can do is really put Cape of Toughness on Heracross and just pass. While my opponent continues to energize their Urshifu, but good thing is that they don't have any Houndoom set up yet, so they cannot energize their Urshifus just yet. So I don't think they'll be able to attack this turn. Alright, so they are going to pass. We did get a Quick Ball though, so that's good. We get rid of the fire energy. We can use that using the Magma Basin onto our Radiant Heatran. Grab our Snorlax, use Escape Rope, and then we can Gormandize this turn. They can put their Urshifu in the active and they can get a knockout next turn, but at least we'll be able to get a lot more cards that we need. So we get another Heracross. We got Clara. So Magma Basin, we can set up our Radiant Heatran. And they're going to use Boss's Order to get our Heracross. That's actually okay with me. That way we still have our Snorlax available. And then I can just use Sonia to get more basic Pokemon set up. Okay, we don't have Radiant Heatran available, so let's go ahead and just put our Cherubi and then another Heracross. And then I'll go ahead and use these two. That way I can accelerate more energies onto Heracross. Then I'll just discard this so we can use Ultra Ball, get a Barrel, and yeah, Industrious Incisors for 3 cards here. Cool. We got our Hisuian Heavy Ball. Now we can get our Radiant Heatran all set up, and with the Magma Basin we can deal 2 damage counter and accelerate 1 fire energy. We're just gonna Gormandize. The combination between Snorlax and Bibarel is actually really good. Now the reason for this is that Snorlax, while its Gormandize is strong, it ends your turn. But if you can thin out your hand, you can use Bibarel to draw into more cards, allowing you to draw into more, hopefully more energies that Cherrim can accelerate to your Pokemon. And that's the reason why I have 2 Bibarel line in this build as well, along with Snorlax. It's just that it draws into a lot of cards while not having to end your turn. You can accelerate them and then you can attack. So that's the whole point of the Bibarel line, and that makes more sense with these types of builds that rely on a lot of energies. So they will evolve into their Single Strike Urshifu VMAX, knocking out our Snorlax. Let's go ahead and present our Heracross in the active. We got a Grass Energy from our top deck, which is really good. But I mean, we can try and hope that Bibarel can draw into a Cherrim. Dude, let's go. Let's go, Bibarel. So let's go ahead and energize this guy, and then use Marnie as well. Nice. That was a pretty good draw. Then we can use Choice Belt on this guy, Spring Bloom, more energies, and then I can set up another Bibarel line, then Overhead Throw, dealing more damage to our Heatran. So once they knock out my Heracross in the active spot, as long as our Magma Basin is in play, we can accelerate another energy, and then all we need to do is attach one more energy to our Radiant Heatran. We can deal a knockout on our next few turns. So let's do that. Now we have 7 damage counters. We can pretty much knock out any Pokemon in the game now. And we got Grass Energy. Let me just Spring Bloom more energies to Heracross. I think we will be able to get a knockout here, because we have Choice Belt. I mean, 150. No, we're not gonna get a knockout here. Close, but not quite. Okay, let's evolve into another Bibarel. 190 damage. You know what? I'll just attack with Radiant Heatran. There it is. Industrious Incisor for 4 more cards. And then, yeah, Raging Blast for 520 damage. Radiant Heatran, you are insane. We got an Ordinary Rod as well. So, for sure, they're going to knock out our Radiant Heatran. And that's the whole thing. As long as you have Radiant Heatran brewing in your bench, it's always prone to target. Most likely, guys, probably like 75% of the time, your opponent's just going to boss it into the active spot and knock it out. So don't count on Radiant Heatran surviving an attack here and there. So let's go ahead and get Heracross with our Hisuian Heavy Ball. Then Ordinary Rod. These two are Radiant Heatran and another Heracross back to the deck. And also 2 Grass Energies. And then Spring Bloom this. Yeah. Alright, cool. We got Heatran actually. Nice. So with the Magma Basin and Twin Energy, we are now fully energized actually. And then we can deal 30 more damage to our Radiant Heatran thanks to Heracross's attack. And yeah, the preparation, the prepping and setup with Heracross and Radiant Heatran is just insane. It's a simple card, but the setup in combination with Radiant Heatran actually works out. So now we can knock out their Urshifu. And yeah, we can just continue to attack with the Heracross. We have Boss's Order, attack with another Heracross, and if they end up evolving into a VMAX, Radiant Heatran is there waiting just to get a knockout and get our last 3 prizes. So yeah, Heracross, Overhead Throw, deal 30 damage to our Radiant Heatran, setting it up, and they don't have any energies. Okay. Let me just retreat into Radiant Heatran. And we're just gonna Spring Bloom this guy. Industrious Incisors. And Raging Blast. This is enough damage to deal 350 damage. Getting us 2 prizes. And really, we have a few targets that we can actually knock out. Their Houndoom is weak against grass, so if we have boss, we can boss it with our boss's orders and then knock it out with our Heracross. But even with their Single Strike Urshifu VMAX evolving 150, 300, yeah, we should be able to knock it out with Heracross. We have one with a choice belt, so we're dealing 150 damage. That's enough damage to knock out their Urshifu VMAX. So I think we got this in the bag. And even if we weren't able to knock out this Single Strike Urshifu VMAX in the active spot, as long as we can draw into a boss's orders, we can boss their Houndoom and knock it out with Heracross. And we're hitting for weakness, actually. And we can thin out our hand fairly easily. We have a bunch of Ultra Ball and also Quick Ball. Then we can hopefully draw into the boss's order with Industrious Incisors. But we should be dealing enough damage with Heracross Overhead Throw, dealing a knockout against their Single Strike Urshifu VMAX for the win. Good game. That was actually a pretty close one. Alright, let's get into another match. We will go first, and we're going to start this with a Heracross in the active spot. And we can set up our Heatran on the bench. Radiant Heatran on the bench. And then we have a few Quick Ball. Got another Heracross from our top deck. Get rid of this, and then set up Bidoof. We can evolve on our next turn. Put the Choice Belt here, and then we're just going to pass. So my opponent's using Galarian Slowking. Okay, so it has instant knockout, but the VMAX has a 12 poison damage, and they're also using Gengar VMAX maybe. So this is a pure dark type single strike build. Alright, evolve into our Bibarel, Industrious Incisors. See what else we can set up here. We have a Cherubi and another Heracross. Put Cape of Toughness on Radiant Heatran, Marnie, and then go from there. Yeah. So once they evolve into their Galarian Slowking VMAX, they have all the energies that they need to deal 30 damage with the increased attack damage output of the single strike energy. Dude, they have Avery. That's not very nice. That's not nice at all, man. Bibarel and Heracross, I guess. We have Snorlax, so at least we have another draw engine. But they are going to get a knockout off of our Heracross in the active spot, though. And they're also using Memory Capsule, so again, they have that potential of... They're just going to use Word of Ruin. Okay. We can actually get our Heracross out of the active spot so that it doesn't get knocked out. We put Twin Energy on Radiant Heatran, and then we can just Gormandize this turn. Okay, so we have 2 Fire Energies on hand. We need to discard that, and we also need Magma Basin to power up our Radiant Heatran, and we also need Cherum. And then once we attack with Heracross, we can start dealing chip damage to our Radiant Heatran. So we got Ultra Ball, so we can get rid of these Fire Energies. We have Cherum finally. Go ahead and Spring Bloom 2 Grass Energies to our active Heracross. Then we can use Cynthia's Resolve and Spring Bloom some more energies to our other Pokemon. And let's just put Cherubi in play, just in case they boss our Cherum. And I'm just going to use Overhead Throw, dealing 150 damage and 30 recoil damage to our Radiant Heatran. Again, all we need is a Fire Energy. We can attack with Radiant Heatran to deal a big damage. Max Toxify one more time, again with the poison damage. And unfortunately, the poison damage doesn't count as attack damage. So when we use Cynthia, we could only draw until we had 5 cards on hand. So I'm just going to recover energy here so that I can accelerate it to my active. We can attack. We won't quite knock out their Slowking, but it's going to get us closer there. I'm just going to Marnie. Alright, cool. We got 3 more cards, or energy cards, that we can accelerate to our benched Heracross. But we will need Magma Basin at some point here so that we can attack with Radiant Heatran. And we're just going to use Overhead Throw, dealing 30 damage to our Radiant Heatran as well. And we're just going to go from there. So even if they knock out our active, we have another Heracross ready to go. Unless they retreat their Slowking VMAX. But thankfully, they're only getting 1 prize at a time. So that does buy us a lot of time too. We get Heracross in the active spot. Got another Grass Energy. So I'll just attack and knock out this Galarian Slowking VMAX. And we already have 90 damage to our Heatran. It's definitely going to knock out anything at this point. So that's insane. We got a Cynthia though, so that's really good. We can thin out our hand. Then we can use Cynthia to draw into 8 cards until we have 8 cards on hand. Because this turn, my opponent will attack with their Gengar VMAX that counts as an attack damage. So we will be able to use Cynthia's Resolve. Okay, we have Ordinary Rod. Get rid of the barrel in this card. And then get a Bidoof, I guess. We're just thinning out our hand as much as we can here. I'll just get a Heracross and 1 Fire Energy. So we have 1 in the discard pile. Hopefully we can draw into the Magma Basin. Or we can draw into that Fire Energy. Let's go. Alright, cool. We got the Magma Basin, so we can get a knockout here, guys. With 110 damage on Radiant Heatran. Raging Blast for 770 damage, dealing a 1-hit KO against Gengar VMAX for the win. Alright, how about one more game, guys? One more game. So we're going to go first, and then we're going to start this one with a Heracross in the active spot. We have 1 energy. We could probably set up more basic Pokemon with Sonia. We're just going to pass. So we are going up against a Regigigas deck. This is going to be a hard matchup because they can set up really fast. And Heracross is only dealing 120 damage to attack. Choice Belt is not going to add damage to it because they're not V Pokemon. And actually we might be able to. With the help of Zigzagoon, we might be able to deal 130 damage. And then I could probably set up Radiant Heatran to deal a knockout against this Regigigas. Okay, we have Cape of Toughness. That will increase our survivability because Regigigas hits for 150 damage. I'll just set up my Bidoof and also a Cherubi. And I'm just gonna pass. Okay, this is a very tough matchup, I think. But at least my opponent hasn't set up yet. And unfortunately, I'll have to use Professor's Research. Let me continue to energize Heracross and deal chip damage at least against this Regigigas. And with that 40 damage, once we get this Grass Energy onto Heracross, we can deal our first knockout. And knocking out Regigigas is a big thing because it's the one that has the ability to energize the other Regis. Alright, cool. They're just gonna pass. So we are actually in a good spot here. Let's Spring Bloom, one more energy to our Heracross. Draw into one card. Alright. And we're just gonna overhead throw. And I'll put it on Bidoof for now. So we get one prize. And we get a quick ball. Alright, cool. So I did showcase Regigigas, and in my testing I actually found myself bricking a lot. Unless you can set up your Thunder or Stormy Mountain and then get the Regidrago to draw into more cards. Otherwise, if not, there's actually a high potential of bricking. So we're just gonna set up our Radiant Heatran for now. And then we're just gonna overhead throw. And we're gonna continue to, or start to build up damage counter on Radiant Heatran. So we're gonna take advantage of this while my opponent is trying to set up. You're gonna use Regigate to get the Regi they need on their bench. And yeah, we're just gonna deal a knockout against this Registeel. That's 2 prizes, and getting ahead in prize is actually really important with a single prize matchup, because they're taking 1 prize at a time, and so are we. But since we are ahead 2 prizes already, that can buy us time at some point mid-game, especially if we can't set up and then they just continue to knock out our Pokemon every turn. Because Regigigas or Regidrago hits for a lot of damage, and now they also have Regieleki, which can also hit for some damage on our bench, but thankfully we got Manaphy. Okay, we have a few more quick balls here. We're just gonna set up some more Heracross. And then Spring Bloom. I could have used Zigzagoon, but setting up another attacker is more important, I think. And then we're just gonna deal 120 damage to Regidrago. Life expectancy on these Heracross is not great against the Regigigas build, so it doesn't really matter if you have damage counter or even if you have the Cape of Toughness, because with the Cape of Toughness we have 160 HP on Heracross, and Regidrago deals 160, so they're just knocking us out. Okay, Aurora Energy, nice. They just need Registeel again. They're using Ordinary Rod. And then all they need to do is grab it. Oh, Regigigas and Regieleki. They probably have Registeel available already, which is kind of weird. Trekking Shoes. Draw until they have 4 cards in their hand. There it is. Ultra Ball for Registeel. And that even discards them 2 special energies for Regigigas to accelerate. So they have the energies they need to attack here. Giant Fangs for a knockout against our Heracross. So now all we have to do is try and maintain that price card gap. Can use Industrious Incisors, draw into 3 cards. Dude, we got Fire Energy. Okay, I can use Clara. Get Heracross and Cherim, I guess. And 2 Grass Energies from our discard pile. And then what I'm gonna do is just to continue to remain ahead in prize, I'm just gonna attack with this Heracross and deal a knockout against this Regidrago. That gets us 1 more prize, so we need 3 more prizes left. I didn't use Overhead Throw because I don't really want to add any more damage to any of my Pokemon. And Radiant Heatran has enough damage counters on it to deal a one-hit KO on any of our opponent's Regis. So we are in a good position here, and Regigigas only has 120 HP, so we can easily knock it out with our Heracross. We just need energies on it, and we should be okay. Okay, they're gonna get a knockout here. So this comes down to the price exchange race. Okay, we got Hisuian Heavy Ball. Ooh, we got a Heracross. Nice. That's gonna help out. Can use Ordinary Rod, do both. Get another Heracross. And we have 4 energies in the discard pile. And then choose Boss's Order, I guess. Alright, we got Twin Energy. Alright, we have enough energy. Cool. Let's get rid of these 2. And then I can just get a Zigzagoon. So that's going to help me get 30 damage, or 130 total damage to my opponent's Pokemon. And I'm just going to use Overhead Throw. I will have to use this one because I need to deal the complete 120 damage to get a knockout. That's one more prize that we received. We need 2 more to go. Again, being ahead in prize really made a big difference. Otherwise, to be honest with you, I've fought against Regigigas builds, and if their setup goes just the way it's supposed to at the very beginning of the game, it's most likely you're just gonna lose because of the price exchange. It's very difficult. And they are gonna boss my Radiant Heatran. There it is, and that's always the story. Every time I try and set up my Radiant Heatran, they always manage to just boss it into the active, knock it out. But we have Zigzagoon, and that's gonna fix the math on our damage output. Now we can deal 120 damage. That's a total of 130 damage, knocking out their Regigigas, and that gets us 1 prize closer to winning this game. So hopefully everything else goes well. We have 2 Heracross all set to go. And we're just gonna... oh, you know what? We can attach this one. Not that it matters, but we're just thinning out our hand. Industrious Incisors, we got a boss too. And a Scoop Up Net. So that's a big deal. 120 damage, getting us another prize for this turn. So we're 1 prize away from winning this game, and with the Regigigas in the active spot, we will need to boss one of their other Pokemon in the bench, because Regigigas has 150 HP. Not gonna be enough for us to knock it out. So there's the Regigigas. Now they can accelerate energy, and Regigigas is dealing 150 damage. That's gonna knock out our Heracross, but that's okay. That's gonna be game. We got this. We got this, guys. Wow, I can't believe we won that one. So let's go ahead and boss this guy. It's weak against grass. Overhead throw. We didn't even need to use Zigzagoon to win this matchup. Wow, good game, man. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Night channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.